There's a moment in every person's life where you have to decide, do I keep going or do I quit? It's that defining moment, the crossroads, where every path seems uncertain and doubt creeps in. In that moment, you have to choose whether to walk away or push forward. You see, we all face these crossroads. It's part of the human experience. But here's the truth. The moment you decide to keep going, despite the odds, is the moment everything changes. This speech is about what happens when you don't quit. This is about choosing greatness even when the world tries to make you believe you're not enough. How many times have you felt like giving up because someone told you that you weren't enough? Maybe you've heard those words before. You're not good enough. You'll never make it. Maybe you've faced rejection, failure, or abandonment. Those moments sting. They hurt. But here's what I want you to know. That pain, that feeling of being overlooked, is not the end of your story. It's just the beginning. Every setback, every rejection, every door that slammed in your face is an opportunity to rise higher. It's a chance to prove to yourself that you're capable of more than what they say. Rejection isn't personal. It's a sign that you're on the right path. So let that rejection fuel you. Let it remind you that you're not meant to blend in. You're meant to stand out. I want to challenge you. Imagine the moment when you finally reach that breakthrough. Imagine the day when the very people who doubted you want to be a part of your success. This speech is about the road to that moment. It's about building resilience, owning your power, and stepping into your greatness. But first, I need you to understand this. No one can define your worth except you. The struggles you face now are just stepping stones, and the pain you endure today is shaping you for something greater. In the end, it won't just be about proving them wrong. It'll be about proving to yourself that you were always meant for more. This is where your transformation begins. Right now. You're not just here to survive, you're here to thrive. The moment you take charge of your destiny, when you choose to rise above your circumstances, that's when the world starts to take notice. Your journey to greatness starts now, and as you move forward, the ones who doubted you will be the ones left behind, begging for a piece of your success. What happens when you fall? Do you stay down, or do you rise again, stronger? That moment when life knocks you down is the defining point in your journey. How many times have you been knocked down in life only to get back up? We all face adversity, but how we respond to it determines everything. It's easy to say we're going to fight through the hard times, but the real question is, when the struggle gets real, are you ready to embrace it, or are you ready to quit? The truth is, success isn't built by smooth sailing. Success is built by those who, despite every obstacle, refuse to stay down. Think about Oprah Winfrey. She was fired from her first job as a television reporter. She was told she wasn't fit for television, yet she didn't quit. Instead, she used that setback to propel herself into greatness. Her story isn't about how many times she fell. It's about how many times she got back up and turned every failure into fuel for her success. When you fall, you don't have to stay down. Every struggle is an opportunity to become stronger, to grow, and to rise above. It's about embracing the process, knowing that the pain you feel today will be the power that propels you tomorrow. What if being overlooked is exactly what you need to become great? Rejection, failure, and being told you're not good enough. These are the moments that shape us. But what if the world is telling you not yet, so you can become everything you were meant to be? Think about Michael Jordan, who was cut from his high school basketball team. He could have let that rejection define him, but instead it drove him to work harder, to push further, and to eventually become one of the greatest players of all time. Rejection isn't the end. It's just the beginning of your story. Sometimes we need to be pushed, pulled, and even forced off our path to find the one we were truly meant to walk. Every no you hear might just be a yes to something greater, something more aligned with who you are becoming. Every setback you face is an opportunity to reevaluate, to grow stronger, and to take control of your future. The more you face the challenges, the more you are shaping yourself into a force that can't be stopped. Embrace it, own it. Let your resilience be your weapon. The world doesn't define your worth. Your response to adversity does. Success isn't free. It's earned with sacrifice. To build something significant, to truly reach the heights you desire, you'll have to give something up. Whether it's time, comfort, or relationship, success demands that you pay the price. Ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice today to create the life you want tomorrow? Take Elon Musk, for example. This man didn't sleep for days, sacrificed his personal time, his comfort, and much more just to bring Tesla and SpaceX into existence. Did it come easy? Absolutely not. It cost him. It cost him in ways that most people wouldn't be willing to endure. But in the end, the price was worth it because he's changing the world. Now, think about your own journey. What are you willing to give up to achieve greatness? Are you willing to stay late, sacrifice a weekend, or miss out on temporary comforts? These are the decisions that separate those who succeed from those who stay in the same place. Every great achievement demands something of you, and if you want to make it to the top, you've got to be willing to pay the price. When you choose to push through the hard moments, when you make the sacrifices required for your dream, you are building something stronger than you're building character, perseverance, and grit. These aren't qualities that come from an easy life. They're built in the fire of struggle. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the creator of your future. So many people wait for life to hand them success, but you cannot wait for opportunity to knock. You have to get up and make it happen. You have to create your own opportunities. You are the author of your story, and it's time to start writing the next chapter with boldness. Ask yourself, are you waiting for someone else to hand you success, or are you ready to grab it with both hands? The choice is yours. You have the power to change your future, but it starts with you taking responsibility for the decisions you make today. Too often, people sit back and wait for the perfect moment. They wait for the right circumstances. But the truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. The time is now, the choice is yours, and if you want it, you've got to go out and claim it. We have to stop thinking of ourselves as victims. The obstacles in your life aren't there to defeat you, they're there to build you. Every single setback is a stepping stone. Every failure is a lesson. Don't wait for someone to tell you what you're capable of. You already know. You have the power to shape your destiny, to determine your own worth. But it starts with believing in yourself, even when the world doesn't. Self-belief isn't just some motivational phrase, it's the foundation for everything. If you don't believe in yourself, who will? It's easy to believe when others cheer you on, but true strength is built when no one else believes. You have to trust in your vision, even when the road ahead is unclear. Think about every successful person who had to overcome doubt. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, the company he founded, but it didn't stop him. He had a vision, and he believed in it. He believed in himself when no one else did. That's what propelled him to change the world. Now, you may not have a company to run or $1 billion vision, but you have something just as valuable, your dreams, your goals, your potential. And no matter how many people doubt you, you have to believe in yourself. You have to trust that what you're doing matters, because the only limit to what you can achieve is the one you place on yourself. Success isn't built overnight. It's the result of small, consistent actions that compound over time. Think about a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but as it rolls, it picks up speed and becomes something massive. Your efforts work the same way. The small steps you take today, the tiny victories you win each day, are what will carry you to success in the future. If you're consistent, if you keep showing up day after day, you will eventually see results. Look at Serena Williams. Yes, she has extraordinary talent, but what sets her apart is her relentless dedication. She didn't get there by talent alone. She put in the work day in and day out. The victories didn't come in a single moment. They came because of years of hard work, effort, and unwavering consistency. And the same applies to you. What if every small action you take today brings you one step closer to your goal tomorrow? What if your breakthrough is just one more day of persistence away? That's the power of consistency. Every step matters, and every action brings you closer to your dreams. What if rejection is the universe telling you to find a new path, a better path? Every no you hear might just be a yes to something greater. Setbacks aren't the end of your story. They're the beginning of a new chapter. Rejection is painful, but it is also necessary. Think about how many times J.K. Rowling was rejected before Harry Potter was published. Her story wasn't about the rejection, it was about what she did with it. She didn't quit. She used it as fuel to create something that changed the world. And that's exactly what you can do. Every rejection is not a reflection of your worth. It's just a redirection, a necessary step toward finding your true path. Success requires sacrifice, and if you want to make it to the top, you've got to be willing to pay the price. It won't be easy, but if you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to make the sacrifices, your dreams will become a reality. You are the architect of your future. The decisions you make today shape the life you live tomorrow. You have more control over your destiny than you realize. You are not a passive participant in your own life. Too many people sit back, waiting for something to change, waiting for someone to hand them the opportunity they're hoping for, but nothing will change until you decide that it's time for you to take action. How many of you have felt like life was happening to you instead of you creating it? You feel like you're stuck in a cycle of waiting for the right moment or for things to just fall into place. But here's the truth. Life doesn't just happen to you. You have the power to decide what your life will be. The future you desire starts with the decisions you make today. If you're waiting for life to hand you success, you'll be waiting forever. You have to take control. You have to create the life you want. Think about someone like Nelson Mandela. He didn't wait for the world to change around him. He fought for the change he wanted to see. He decided that his actions, his choices would shape the future, even in the face of incredible adversity. He spent years in prison, but he never let that define him. His decisions, his actions, those were what determined his fate. He owned his future. The choice is yours too. What will you do today? Will you sit back and wait for opportunities, or will you create them for yourself? Your mindset will either limit you or set you free. The way you see the world, the way you view your challenges will determine how far you go. You have two choices in how you approach life. You can have a fixed mindset where you believe your abilities are set in stone, or you can choose a growth mindset where you see every challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow. When you have a growth mindset, failure isn't the end, it's just the beginning. It's an opportunity to learn, to improve, to get better. But when you have a fixed mindset, every obstacle feels like a wall that you can't get over. So you don't learn from setbacks, you let them define you. So which mindset are you going to choose? Are you someone who looks at obstacles as roadblocks, or do you see them as stepping stones? Every successful person you admire has had to face failure, and they've had to choose to see it as an opportunity to grow. Walt Disney was told he lacked creativity. Thomas Edison was called a failure, but they didn't let those words define them. They didn't let those challenges stop them. They chose to believe that their abilities could grow, that they could learn, and that they could push forward. The key to success lies in how you view the world around you. You have to stop seeing obstacles as barriers and start seeing them as opportunities to become better. Your mindset is the tool that will either hold you back or propel you forward, and it's in your hands to choose. People won't always see your vision, but that doesn't mean it isn't worth pursuing. How many times have you let other people's doubts make you second guess yourself? How often have you wondered if you're just chasing a dream that no one else believes in? The truth is, others won't always see your potential, and they certainly won't always see your vision. But that doesn't matter. What matters is that you believe in yourself. You don't need their validation, you need your own. There will be moments when you feel alone in your journey, when no one else believes in your dream, and it will be tempting to quit. But let me tell you something, success isn't about the opinions of others, it's about the strength to trust your own journey, even when no one else understands it. Think about Steve Jobs, who was fired from the very company he created. People told him his ideas were impossible, that he was finished. But Jobs didn't let that stop him. He trusted in himself, in his vision, and he came back stronger, changing the world in ways no one could have imagined. Or think about Michael Jordan, who was cut from his high school basketball team. If he had listened to others, he would have given up. But instead, he believed in himself, kept working, and became one of the greatest basketball players of all time. You have to trust yourself, even when no one else does. You have to believe that you are enough, that you always have been enough, and that your vision is worth pursuing. Don't let other people's doubts stop you from believing in yourself. Success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. So many people think that success is about doing one big thing, achieving that one massive goal, and everything changing in an instant. But that's not how it works. Success is built in the small, consistent actions that you take every day. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it, even when it seems like nothing is happening. It's about the effort you put in when no one is watching. Think about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He didn't just wake up one day and become the success he is today. He became who he is because of the daily grind, the dedication to showing up, to putting in the work day after day, year after year. It wasn't about one big win. It was about thousands of small wins that added up over time. Ask yourself, what if your breakthrough is only one more day of persistence away? How many times have you wanted to quit, just a few steps away from the success you've been working toward? If you give up now, you'll never know how close you were to making it. But if you stay consistent, if you keep showing up every day, you will eventually get there. Your future success is being built by every small action you take today. Don't underestimate the power of consistency. It's what will make the difference. Keep going even when it feels like you're not getting anywhere. The results will come if you stay persistent. Rejection is not the end. It's simply the universe redirecting you to something better. Too many people see rejection as a final destination. They believe that when they face a setback, it's a sign that they're not good enough, that they've failed. But let me tell you something, rejection is not a dead end. It's a detour. It's life steering you in a direction that will ultimately bring you to a better place. Think about it this way. A river doesn't just flow straight. When it hits an obstacle, it flows around it, finding a way to keep moving forward. That's exactly what happens in life. Sometimes when you're rejected, it's like the river flowing around a rock. You may not understand it in the moment, but later you'll look back and see that the detour led you to something greater than you could have imagined. Have you ever been rejected and later realized that it was the best thing that ever happened to you? Maybe you lost a job that you thought was the perfect fit, only to later find a better opportunity that truly matched your skills. Or maybe you faced a setback in a relationship, and while it hurt at the time, it ultimately freed you up to grow and become the person you were meant to be. Rejection has a way of clearing the path for something better. So the next time life redirects you, don't resist it. Don't see it as the end. See it as a redirection. Sometimes the door has to close for the right one to open. Embrace the detour. You cannot build something great without tearing down what's holding you back. Success requires sacrifice. There's no way around it. If you want to achieve greatness, you have to be willing to give up something today for the life you want tomorrow. Think about it like this. To build a skyscraper, you have to dig deep into the earth first. You can't just start building at ground level. You have to go deep, dig out what's unnecessary, and create the foundation for something bigger. The same goes for your success. If you want to build something great, you have to be willing to sacrifice the comfort of your current situation, the old habits, and the things that are holding you back. What are you willing to give up today? What are you willing to let go of to reach your full potential? Is it the late night distractions that keep you from your goals? Is it the comfort of staying where you are, even though you know deep down you're meant for more? Look at people like Oprah Winfrey, who spent years struggling before becoming the powerhouse she is today. She sacrificed a lot to get there. Years of rejection, hardship, and personal loss. Or take Elon Musk, who invested everything he had into his companies, even when the world was telling him he was crazy. These people didn't just show up one day at the top. They sacrificed comfort for the vision of something greater. If you want to create something that lasts, you have to ask yourself, are you ready to give up short-term comforts for long-term greatness? Are you willing to do the work when no one is watching? The price of success is higher than you think, but it's worth every penny. Let me be clear, success doesn't come easily. It doesn't come with just talent or luck. Success requires hard work, emotional resilience, and the willingness to go through hardship when no one else is looking. The road to success is often lonely. It's a road less traveled, a road where you put in the work, the sweat and the tears, while others are celebrating. You're grinding. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Let that sink in. The journey won't be glamorous. You won't always have people cheering you on. You won't always see the rewards immediately, but if you stay the course, if you put in the effort, the sacrifices, and the resilience, the rewards will come. Are you willing to stay the course when no one is watching? Are you ready to grind when the spotlight isn't on you, when the world doesn't see what you're putting in? That's the true test. Success is not just about the end result. It's about the commitment to the journey, even when the journey is tough, even when the finish line seems far away. Success is a journey with a high price tag, but if you're willing to pay, the rewards are beyond what you can imagine. The sacrifice, the effort, the pain, it's all worth it in the end, because the life you're building, the success you're chasing is not just a destination, it's a legacy, and it's worth every ounce of effort you put in. There's a moment in your journey when the world will realize you were always meant for greatness. So many people will doubt you along the way. They'll question your abilities, talk behind your back, and tell you that your dreams are unrealistic. But here's the thing, their doubt is not a reflection of your potential, it's a reflection of their own limitations. You've been the seed buried in the soil, unseen, unnoticed, maybe even forgotten. But one day, when the time is right, you will rise up as the tree that everyone wants to sit under. And when that happens, they'll be forced to acknowledge something they once denied: your greatness. How will it feel when you finally prove everyone wrong? When all the people who doubted you, criticized you, and told you it couldn't be done have no choice but to see you standing at the peak of your success, that moment will come. And when it does, it won't just be the culmination of your hard work. It will be the moment that reminds you that every struggle, every setback, and every bit of criticism only fueled your fire. The victory isn't just in the end result, it's in the strength you built on the way up. It's in the quiet moments when no one was watching that you kept going. When the odds were stacked against you and everyone thought you'd fall, you stood tall, and that is what makes your triumph so sweet. So keep going, even when others don't believe in you. Keep proving them wrong. The day will come when you're not just the underdog anymore. You'll be the champion, and nothing will be able to take that away from you. Success doesn't happen overnight, but with patience, it is inevitable. So many people get frustrated when they don't see immediate results. They want the dream, but they don't want to wait for it. But I'm here to tell you, great things take time. The slow, steady process is where the real growth happens. It's where the transformation occurs, even when you can't yet see it. Think about a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble. Every strike, no matter how small, shapes that block into something magnificent. It might not look like anything in the beginning, but with time, the form takes shape. With every hit, it's one step closer to becoming a masterpiece. Are you willing to trust the process, even when the results seem distant? Are you willing to stay consistent, to keep grinding, even when the fruits of your labor haven't yet ripened? Patience doesn't mean doing nothing. It means actively improving, refining yourself, and staying committed to the process, even when it feels like progress is slow. Keep working, keep improving, keep building. The day will come when you look back and see how far you've come, and when that happens, you'll realize that all those small steps were worth it, because each one is leading you to something bigger than you can imagine. What will your patience bring when the fruits of your labor finally ripen? You'll have a harvest beyond what you expected, because every moment of waiting was a moment of growth. Your time is coming. And when it does, they'll want a piece of your success, but by then, you'll have already moved on to the next challenge. I want you to visualize that moment. The moment when your hard work finally pays off, when all the struggle, the late nights, the sacrifices, when all of it leads to that moment of triumph. Your time will come. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and when it does, it will be undeniable. People will notice. They'll come to you wanting your time, wanting a piece of your success. The very people who doubted you will be the ones asking for your attention. But here's the thing, you're not in this for their validation. You're in it for your own journey. How will you respond when they come back to you? Will you rejoice in the moment, or will you remind yourself that your satisfaction comes from the journey, not the recognition? The truth is, your greatest satisfaction won't come from others praising you. It will come from knowing that you built your success on your own terms, that you didn't wait for approval, you created it. Your journey doesn't end when you reach your goals, it only sets the stage for the next one. So when they come asking for your time, for your attention, remember this, your work isn't finished, you're just getting started. When those who doubted you come back, don't seek revenge. Understand that they now know your value. This is the reality of success. It's not about rubbing your victory in their faces. It's not about gloating or making them feel bad for ever doubting you. No, the true power and success is not in their recognition of you. It's in the fact that you've already recognized your own worth. When you've tasted success on your own terms, when you've walked the path and earned your place, other people's opinions no longer define you. You've already proven to yourself that you can do it. You've already built your confidence, and nothing can take that away from you. It won't feel sweet because you've already tasted true success on your terms. You've already achieved what you set out to do, and now their recognition is just a small part of the bigger picture. Their comeback doesn't define your journey. Your success does. So when they come back, don't waste your time on petty distractions. Don't let their comeback derail you from your long-term goal. Your success is not about proving anything to them. It's about proving it to yourself. When you've built yourself up, when you've achieved something that once seemed impossible, you realize that the opinions of others no longer matter. What will you do with the power of knowing your own worth? You'll keep moving forward, keep building, and keep proving to yourself that your potential is limitless. The best is yet to come, and the world will soon see that your success was never a matter of luck. It was a matter of your unshakable belief in yourself. What will you do today to start working on your comeback? Right now, this moment is the defining choice in your life. Will you keep waiting, hoping for the perfect time, or will you take immediate action toward your greatness? Let me tell you something. There is no perfect time. The time is now. Every small step, no matter how insignificant it may seem today, is progress towards something bigger. Every move forward, no matter how small, is a victory. This is the moment. This is your defining choice. You either choose to stay where you are, stuck in your doubts and fears, or you decide today that you are going to make something of yourself. You decide today that you will rise and nothing will stand in your way. Ask yourself this: how badly do you want to prove to yourself and others that you can rise above every obstacle? Because that's what it takes. Self-belief, the courage to act even when you're uncertain, the confidence to step into your greatness no matter what the world says. I'll remind you again, the greatest successes come when you decide to act, even in the face of uncertainty. Don't wait for permission. You don't need someone's approval to take charge of your destiny. It starts with you, here, now. So the question is, what are you waiting for? You are not defined by what has happened to you. You are defined by what you're willing to become. Let that sink in for a moment. Everything you've been through, the setbacks, the failures, the heartache, they don't define you. They are just the backdrop of your story. They're the chapters that make your comeback even more powerful. You are not the result of your circumstances. You are the result of what you decide to do next. Right now, I want you to affirm your worth. Say it to yourself right now. I will not quit. I will rise. I will make them come back and beg to be with me. Let me tell you something. You are unstoppable. No challenge, no person, no failure can stand in your way once you decide you're going to win. The world will underestimate you. They might write you off, but they will see you rise. They will look back and wish they hadn't doubted you. They'll come back and beg for a seat at your table, and you'll remember every struggle, every doubt, every rejection. That's what built your power. You've been underestimated, but guess what? You will rise. And when you do, they will come back. And you'll show them who you really are. Because you are the author of your story. You hold the pen in your hand. You have the power to shape your future through action. The power is in your hands. Everything you need to succeed is already inside you. You're not just here to survive, you're here to thrive. Let that resonate with you. You are not here to simply exist. You are here to leave your mark. You are here to make an impact. You are here to rise above mediocrity, to stop playing small, and to take bold action. One day, when they come back, you'll be too far ahead to care. They will see your success, but by then you'll already be on the next challenge, the next level, the next victory, and you have long since left behind anyone who doubted you. The world will eventually recognize your worth, but by the time they do, you'll already be focused on your next step. The victory will no longer be about proving anything to anyone. It will be about your own fulfillment. So keep moving forward, keep building. You are destined for greatness. Keep pushing, keep proving, keep rising. You are unstoppable.